Hey guys, welcome to another F1 2021 My Team Career Mode video here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. If you're enjoying this series and want to see more, make sure you subscribe to this channel and follow the Twitch channel in the link in the description as well to see the streams live. Drop this video a like if you go on to enjoy the episode. Hopefully you do. And fingers crossed we can build on what has actually been a decent past couple of Grand Prix. We're actually going back up to 100 race difficulty today. We dropped it from Spain to 96 for Monaco, then back up to 98 for Azerbaijan and to 99 for Canada, and now we're back at 100 for France. So hopefully we can just stick at 100 for the rest of the save, and the car will continue to improve. We'll just become more and more competitive as time goes by. Obviously we're still in the early stages. We've had to change out our ICE and our turbocharger definitely for the for this next weekend. I will do practice with the older parts in though to save the newer parts for the qualifying session and for the race itself. But we'll go to the race weekend here in France. Hopefully the weather is kind to us. We did have rain in Canada, so I'm praying for some decent weather. And it's dry-ish. Okay, hang on. I see a cloud with rain on it for the race. Development's completed. The monocoque structure is there. Okay. It looks like, of course, again, to reiterate, weather is on approximate forecast, not perfect. So what it says there isn't given, but it does look like we will have some rain at the end of the Grand Prix. 76% chance of rain at the very end of the Grand Prix. Whether that comes down heavily enough for us to need wet tyres or intermediates, I'm not sure. We'll find out in due course, but there is to be some rain at the end of the French Grand Prix. But P1, P2 and qualifying all in full sun. I'm going to go and get myself a setup of YouTube for the French Grand Prix. And like I say, we'll I might actually use the older parts for practice as well. And then we'll change them for quali. So I'm going to head to the next session, find myself a setup, and then we'll go and hopefully have another good performance. Back to 100 difficulty though, so don't expect too much. I'll see you in a bit. Hopefully the line is all the way up here. Bing!
Great lap.
That was pretty decent. So in the practice programs we have the pace.
Keep it up.
We just need to make sure that we can translate that from practice into quali. I hope we can, because we've been pretty strong there, even with the difficulty up to 100%. We shall wait and see if that translates into qualifying. With regards to my pace compared to everybody else, it didn't look like I was that competitive. I was certainly behind Callum Ilott with my tail, although I was on worn mediums, to be fair. 21st, with worn mediums. I think on fresh softs or just fresh tyres in general, I think, because my first practice run on the fresh mediums was pretty scrappy, I think I should be kind of round about where we were previously on the 98 and 99 difficulties in Baku and Canada. Now we're back up at 100. I think hopefully we should be okay. Right, those of you on stream, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes to cool the room down before we get to qualifying. So we get 640 resource points. I'll turn that off just in case you can't hear me. We'll take those. Thank you very much indeed. Development boosts have been applied, so we get a little bit of a discount on some of our... Oh, a discount of 4%. Whoa. Okay, the spark plugs are quite considerably discounted now. We might have to go for them. So my driver claim is still 4 and a bit. The team's is now 7 2/3. We need to be level 10 to get a third sponsor on the car. So we still need to gain some more team acclaim along the way. But time for qualifying here in France. I'm hoping for a decent session, he says. Tempting fate, but I am hoping for a decent session. Let's go out on the softs right at the beginning and see what we can put in. What would I recommend starting with? I mean, the best way, and someone actually pointed this out to me in a Twitter DM. The best way to figure out the right difficulty for you, if you load up Grand Prix mode, go to Spain, select Yuki Tsunoda in an Alpha Tauri, and set the difficulty to 60. Then in qualifying, however much faster or slower you are by each 1/10 of a second is where you should set the difficulty. So say you're 2 seconds faster than your teammate. Crucially, it's from your teammate, not if you finish first, whoever's behind you. The difference between you and your teammate is how you should adjust the difficulty. So you set it to 60 and say you're 2 seconds faster. That means you should set the difficulty 20 points higher at 80. Or say you're 1.5 seconds slower, then you should set it at 45. That's the best way to... I tried it once someone pointed it out to me, and I was 4 seconds faster than my teammate, which sets it up as level 100 for the difficulty. So it's pretty damned accurate. Thanks for the follow, Gangba. Welcome to the channel, mate. That's the best way to figure out your difficulty. And then when it comes to assists, it's a case of trial and error. It's a case of practice makes perfect, or just practicing with certain things on and certain things off and seeing how you get on. Oh no! You know what I forgot to do? You'll figure it out in chat in a minute. You'll know what I forgot to do. Yep, Lynchinator's got it. Engine parts. Forgot to change engine parts. Seven minutes. Ugh. How long does that take? 5. I'm going to have enough time for 1 lap, and I have to be quick. I have enough time for 1 lap, and I'm going to have to be really fucking quick with it. Oh no, I'm not going to make the line! I'm not going to make the line. Oh! Well, from my own mistake, because of my own mistake, we will start last in France. That is punishment for not concentrating properly. We will start last in France because I forgot to change my engine parts until we'd started qualifying. You can zero, yes, but it was auto-loading me into qualifying because I forgot when I was just in the first few moments of qualifying when I went in, and then reloaded, but had to do it in qualifying, so I lost the time, and then we didn't have enough time to go round. So I will start... Callum's through. Callum is through to Q2. I will start last, and Yuki Tsunoda also failed to set a time. So myself and Yuki will start 21st, or 22nd and 21st respectively. That's my own fault, and I'll have to take that on the chin. Thanks for following, Big Blue Passport. Big Blue Passport. Throws a spanner in the works. This car is great. I'll say it throws a spanner in the works.
How do you feel this season is going for you? Is the car competitive?
I'll say it's going to be a great season.
Appreciate your time.
Well, getting those questions in mean that we can... getting those questions in mean that we will get our bonus from our second sponsor. Frustratingly, I will be starting last though, but now is a great opportunity then, if I'm already starting last, to now go and take penalties by adding extra engine components, because I'm going to be last anyway.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up.
I'm going to be last anyway, so now what I need to do is go and take penalties for this. Because we're starting last, we'll take advantage of that. And I don't need to do the gearbox actually. I don't need to do the gearbox, but we'll take penalties for all of that. Meaning that we will be starting, well, we're starting in the back anyway, and we'll take more of a grid penalty, but we can't go any further back. So we shall crack on with the race after you give me another couple of moments to call my office down. Bottas on pole from Lewis.
And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Norris.
Norris P3, Verstappen's up to 4th, better from him, better from Max. Leclerc and Vettel.
Gasly and Lance
You'd imagine
Stroll.
then that Ricciardo's taken an engine penalty. Alonso and Ocon. Ricciardo 13th, must have taken a pen. Eilert 16th in the end.
and Nikita
Mazepin 18th.
Mick Schumacher,
Mick Latifi, Tsunoda and myself.
and
Neither of
Roy.
us setting a
And
time.
now it's time to head down to the track.
Right. It's going to be dry for the majority of the race, but could potentially rain at the end.
I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
It reckons soft, medium is the best run. And I would agree, considering that we're going to be on probably intermediate tyres at the end of the Grand Prix. So I don't think I need to change that too much. I'm not going to underfuel the car too much. In fact, I'm not going to underfuel the car because we're going to be in dry running. We could potentially be dry running for the entirety of the race because of that approximate weather forecast. So I will put 53.9 laps in the car. So we are slightly overfueled. And we'll be going from the back. And to be fair... What? Why does it say I've got worn engine parts? I bloody well hope it's the gearbox. Otherwise I'll be pissed. Rain expected at the very end of the Grand Prix. But will it affect our overall result? We're not sure. Here we go then. 5 lights. And we're away. Or slightly slow start. Although Latifi's very slow on those mediums. And we are off. And yes, it is the gearbox that's giving me that orange message, or that orange indication. So thankfully we do have our newest engine parts. We're past Latifi already, or we were at least. I'll give him racing room on my outside. He's still going to be on my inside. I might try and hang it around the outside. I've given him racing room. Up the inside of Tsunoda maybe. Give him racing room. And we're past Tsunoda too. Up to P20. And we're going to have to use our ERS for all we've got here. Tsunoda is going to be quicker than me, though. That is for damn sure. Try and hang it around the outside. Daniel Ricciardo style. And we've done well. We'll keep hold of P20. Thank you very much. And we'll try and chase after George Russell. And the car is not going to handle anywhere near as well as it did in practice with a heavy fuel load, so I am going to have to be wary on curbs and through high-speed turns. I'm going to have Tsunoda itching at my back end for the majority of this first stint, I think, until he gets past. Oh, he's having a look at my inside. I had to just open my steering angle a bit there to avoid hitting him, but we've kept the position now. I don't want to fight so much with Yuki that I lose touch with those in front, though, because they will DRS train away from us. They need to be within a second of George. Here comes Yuki again. I'm going to go defensive this time. Try and hold the inside line. And then hold the outside line. Oh, Yuki! If you cost me the gap to George, I'll be pissed. Right, Yuki's taken me. We're back down to P21 for the time being. Thank you for the subscription. I'll read that in a moment. I want to try and hang on to Yuki to take me up to George. But battling with Yuki did cost us about half a second on Mazepin. Right, stay within a second of Tsunoda and George. Get DRS, take the Williams, follow Yuki up to the next group. That's the plan. See whether that plan comes to fruition. I'm going to try and save my ERS for a little bit as well. Shall follow them over there, get a little bit of slipstream. That's Yuki past Russell. A little bit of wheel spin there. So we're going to pit lap 14 is when we're aiming on stopping for the first time. Well, I'm actually going to wait behind George to try and get DRS down the other straight.
Ahead is 4.6 seconds.
Going to try and be tactical about this. Although that might allow Yuki to get too far down the road, I'm not sure. You can feel the understeer in the dirty air behind George. Got a run on me there. Thanks for the follow, Sighting Dinosaur. Welcome to the channel. George's at Alpine in Season 2 in your save, is he? Okay, turns out it's going to be harder than I thought to get past George Russell. Thanks for follow, Matty. He's going to go defensive. He is. Oh, he's going to squeeze me. I'm going to hang it around the outside of turn 2, or turn 1, and then the inside of turn 2, and we're past. Nice clean overtake.
Nice move. Good job.
We are past George Russell, and time to try and catch up with everybody else now. 3.5 seconds. Yuki's gained on us. So I am going to have to try and keep George behind for the time being. Hopefully Mazepin holds Tsunoda up a bit. They're all, you can see on the mini-map, look, there's a bit of a gaggle of cars stuck behind Callum at the minute. There's a bit of a DRS train behind Callum Ilott who's kind of holding a number up. Try and catch them. I also think Mick Schumacher has been able to get past Tsunoda. Mick Schumacher's been able to get past Callum. You can see on the mini-map down in the bottom right. Mick's through and Callum has dropped down the place. I can't shake George. We're easing easily away from Latifi, but I can't shake George Russell, that's for sure. Thanks for the bits, Connor. Tyres are nearly 30% gone on lap 7. Jesus. Definitely going to have to undercut if we're going to make any inroads on those in front. My rear tyres are sliding me all over the place. Thanks for the follow, Marok. Oh my god, I'm going to have to get rid of these tyres, you know. These softs are done. After 8 laps, these softs are done. I'm going to need to go to mediums next.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
I've got no choice. I've got no choice. If I switch to another set of softs, I'm only going to have to pit again. I have to hope that the medium set get me to the rain. We were hoping to take this set of softs to lap 14. I'm having to pit on lap 8 because the tyre wear is so high. That's crazy. Tyre wear is going to kill us. I'm not going hards, I'll be far too slow. Spending a bit of fan love after seeing 140,000 back today. Thank you, Tommy, appreciate it, dude.
Go now.
1.9 second stop, that's banging from the team.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
I can't believe the tyre wear so bad. That's why we had no pace, because our tyre wear was astronomical. Some of the leaders in the pits. In fact, quite a few of them in the pits for their first stop. I wonder if any of that other gaggle will go in as well. Keep an eye on the minimap. No, none of them go in. It's only really those that got through to Q3 and started on worn tyres that have had to pit for theirs now. I don't know why our tyre wear is so high here in France. That is very surprising. It might affect our entire competitiveness and our entire competitiveness for the whole Grand Prix. I feel like, you know, remember in real life when Ferrari's tyre wear in France was so high that they were just not competitive at all? I have a feeling that we're just replicating that at the moment. Such a long pit stop here though, isn't it? Look at that. They're just out ahead of me now. Gap's going to be about 6.
Front is 6.8 seconds.
Oh no, they're on mediums. They have gone to mediums. They have gone to mediums. Thanks for the follow, Henry. There's Mazepin. So we've jumped Mazepin in the pit stop. Our pace on our new mediums has helped us jump Mazepin in the pit stops.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
He's gone on to fresh softs though. 1, 2, 3, Babish. Now Mick's in the pits. Mick's coming out the pits in front of us now as well. So we have gained on some by undercutting, but not as much as I would have liked. We're going to have to hope that the rain comes at just the right time for us, otherwise we are probably going to finish last in this Grand Prix, I feel, because of our tyre wear. 16% wear in 8 laps. Like, we're going at 2% wear a lap. It's mental. Actually mental. Callum's in the pits again. That's got to be for front wing damage, surely. There's no way Callum's just pitting again. Gasly's in the pits as well. Callum was in the pits for ages. Must have been front wing damage. For the two of them. Yeah. They've had a coming together on track. Thanks for the follow, Ice Cold Martial. Pierre and Callum have had a coming together on track. And both had to pit for damage. And we're now... Well, Gasly's gotten out a lot quicker. Why Callum is so far behind Gasly? Unless they've both had damage, but in separate incidents. Was Gasly running slightly higher up? Maybe they've both had damage, but in separate incidents. Race Director didn't say Gasly had hit someone. Oh no, it does. Seb. Sorry, I saw Seb's name on the left and didn't pay attention to the bit on the right. So yes, Seb has hit Gasly, and Callum has had a contact with someone else. I'm gonna have to pit again soon. 8 laps on a set of softs and 12 laps on a set of mediums, and the tyres are gone. Don't get it. Doesn't make sense. I've done 8 laps on softs and 14 laps on mediums, and they're dead. If I put the hards on and they only do 20 laps, I'm still going to have to pit again. So stop 2 for a set of hards. I have no idea why. It's got to be the setup. Something to do with the setup. But tyre wear is dead at France, apparently. I'd have to go back and check the F1 2020 video in France and see if tyre wear was the same last year as well. It might be that I just have dead tyre wear in France. I'm just about to start getting lapped as well, which is great. 3 of them going for it. We've been lapped, in fact, by the race leader. Lewis has passed us already. I will ease off so Bottas can go through, and Verstappen, who's taking my slipstream. Lando's going to try and do the same. I feel like Ferrari... This is what happened to Ferrari in France, isn't it? They just burned through their tyres and didn't understand why. There you go. Callum's in the pits on lap 31, so he'll be putting on probably another set of mediums if he's got one. If not, a set of hards to take him to the end. We'll find out momentarily what set he's going to put on. He's putting on a set of... Wait for it to change. There's a... mediums. Putting on a set of mediums.
8 seconds.
What was the yellow flag for? No, Callum! No, Callum's out of the race! No, Callum behind me. The first retirement of the season for Chesnoid Racing comes as Callum Islet DNFs on lap 43 of 53. These tyres won't last to the end, Tad. That's why I'm pitting. My tyre wear's too high. I'm already deathly slow on this set. I either hang it out and get overtaken by Latifi anyway, or I pit and try and catch him up and stand a chance of finishing ahead of him. I said box this lap, and then it didn't say anything. It didn't show me where the pit exit entry was. I forgot where it was. We won't get the fastest lap point if we get a fastest lap. But at least we'll have the pride of getting the fastest lap for the second time this season. You only get the point for fastest lap if you're inside the top 10. At one point in time, we were only about 10 seconds behind Pierre Gasly. In fact, no, we were ahead of Pierre Gasly at one point. When he pit for that set of hards that he's still on, we were ahead of him. We have since pit twice and now been lapped by him. I have confidence, however, provided we have a dry race, that we will be more competitive in Austria. I am faster than Gasly, so I'm going to try and unlap myself. Here come the rain. Here come the clouds even.
Blue flag.
No, fuck off. I'm just going to get away from him. 31.2. It's not fastest lap or even close to it. There you go, landed us a 30.8. Oh, come on! I'm faster than Gasly and it's going to give me a penalty if I don't let him through again. I am never going to catch Latifi. This is the worst weekend we've had in forever on a Formula 1 game. Oh, thank you for the follow, Archie. That happened to you in Azerbaijan. You were 10th with the fastest lap as you started the last lap. We were overtaken on the last straight by Fernando Alonso. Gutted. Missed out on 2 points.
Blue flag, blue flag.
I'm going to have to let Gasly through to then go and fucking overtake him again. Oh, this is one to forget, isn't it, lads? That's the thing when you do 100% race distance Grand Prix. Occasionally races like this pop up. Like in Spain as well. Oh, I saw rain.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
I'm boxing this lap. That just got very wet very quickly. Thankfully, we're right by the pit. Ay, ay, ay. So we're going to be one of the first to pit. Unfortunately, Latifi in front of us also managed to catch the pit stop.
The
Safety car?
We need you to reduce your pace. It looks like there's a...
No, I don't need a safety car now. I needed a... Oh, God. Actually, no, maybe I do need a safety car now. Why is there a safety car? Someone must have crashed. Someone must have crashed in the wet on their dry tyres. Who's crashed? I don't know. Why is there a safety car? Safety car's caught the leaders. Is that a McLaren in first? I might spy a McLaren in first. Lando Norris leads the Grand Prix. Lando Norris leads the Grand Prix. Thanks for follow, Kill Him and JMW. But is there going to be enough laps left after everybody... We might end up ending the race under the safety car. Because Tsunoda behind me has still got... Well, we've still got a whole lap to catch that safety car. And the leaders are on lap 50 already. We're probably going to end the... Probably going to end the fucking race behind the safety car and still finish last. That would be absolutely typical of this Grand Prix for us. Safety car's in this lap.
Accelerate. Remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Okay, we're not even gonna. It's not even gonna bother waiting for us to catch the safety car. Safety car is in this lap, and the gap is still 13.5 seconds. So I'm still gonna come bloody last. I think my gearbox is going as well. It just skipped a gear. Carlos Sainz is out of the race. Why is Sainz retired now? Jesus Christ, Sainz. Terminal damage for Carlos Sainz. Terminal damage for Carlos Sainz. What is happening at the end of this Grand Prix? Why? What's happened to the Mercedes? Bottas is sideways in the middle of the track. He's still on dry tyres. Bottas didn't pit. Bottas is still on dry tyres at the head of the safety car train and hasn't pit. So he's going for it and it just spins. And then hits Carlos. I just absolutely thumbnail. I got dizzy then. You're not supposed to be there, Valtteri. He's still on dries. He didn't pit. Sainz has lost his wheel. He said Sainz was out the race, got terminal damage, but he's still got all of his tyres. Hasn't he? He's still got all of his tyres, but he's retired with terminal damage. So Bottas is busy spinning still, and Sainz has just retired because he lost his front wing? I am confusion. Oh, now I've lost fourth gear. I've lost fourth gear now as well to add insult to injury.
Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again.
This is just calamitous. With 3 laps to go, I've lost fourth gear. Thanks for the follow, Gertius Maximus. No, I refuse to retire. I refuse to retire. There's only 3 laps left. I will finish this Grand Prix. I refuse to retire. Not getting this far into 100% race distance race to then retire 2 laps from the end. I'm not having it. Thank you, Gertius, for the brand new Prime Gaming sub, mate. Appreciate it, dude. What, is it just going to do engine damage, is it? There's still debris on the track over there. You want me to retire to save the engine? Oh, I can't believe it. How do I... Let me come into the pits and then retire from session. If I hit retire from session, will it just zoom out for me, or do I have to... I got 4th back. What?
A mechanical issue means you've lost one of the gears. Say again.
I'm so confused. I got 4th! I got 4th on the final corner. What the shit? I've got 4th back. I don't understand what's happening. This is the weirdest end to a Grand Prix of my life. This is my last lap because Lando has just won the Grand Prix. Lando Norris wins the French Grand Prix in 2021. Lando Norris, you are a Grand Prix winner. The McLaren is on fire in this save right now. The McLaren is on fire in this save. We somehow managed to get 4th gear back again. So we will finish the race, albeit last, and nearly a minute behind. No, Giovinazzi. Where's Giovinazzi? He's already finished. Surely he's already finished. Latifi just took him. Oh, Giovinazzi's here! Giovinazzi's out! We're not going to finish last! Giovinazzi's going to have to retire, surely, with corners to go. What is happening? The strangest race ever. Strangest end to a race ever. Giovinazzi's just crawling round. We're not going to finish last. P19. I just don't understand. What happened in those last 5 races? 5 laps. I just... Honestly, what is that? I don't get it. That's just unbelievable. Weirdest end to a Grand Prix ever. And Lando Norris wins the French Grand Prix in 2021.
Seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all
Just,
the grip, all the good
I
lines,
don't get it.
to get on the power to top
You
it
joined
off.
at lap 48. You
first
banged the
place.
time, and you definitely did, Ben. That was just unreal. That was the craziest end to a race ever. Lando, Lewis, and Max on the podium. Strangest end to a race of all time. Sainz actually was a classified finisher. Look.
My vote today.
Let's move on to the constructors.
Sainz was a classified finisher. I don't... Valtteri was just pirouetting in the middle of the track, wasn't he? Unbelievable. We're up to Team Acclaim level 8 now as well. Strangest end to a race of all time. We both got the bonus. We both did interviews and got the bonus, so it's £300,000 or dollars for the team. You do not have enough cash to afford your teammate's contract renewal. I mean, I should do now, right? Unless his value's gone up. His value's gone up. Callum Islet is now valued at £1.5 million. Because he's gone up to level 7. So we are going to have to start thinking about... saving some pennies. But we can still spend our resource points. That gearbox is dead now, so we can... add a new gearbox. for, what is it, Austria next. Austria next, and we should be much better at Austria. Let's do G-Force training in Austria for Callum to try and improve him. Try me with a raid of 8 right at the end. Thank you, my dude.
They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
So R&D wise, what can we do? We've got a durability bit in process. The weight reduction is in process. So we can do another aero or another chassis. And to be fair, with tyre wear being a massive issue in that race, I'm absolutely doing tyre wear next. Absolutely doing tyre wear next. And then we can focus on the aero again, or maybe we should powertrain something. Because the spark plugs are barely costing us anything now. I still want more. I want more weight reduction, to be honest. Engine cover, weight reduction. 2nd of August, insufficient points. Fuck. I'm going to do an aero bit then. Oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. And I can't afford that. Alright, well, we can't afford anything at the minute other than these spark plugs. So I'm going to do these spark plugs. So they will all be ready for... They will all be ready for after the British Grand Prix. They'll all be ready for after the British Grand Prix. But tomorrow will be Austria. Tomorrow will be Austria. Right, well... In a whirlwind end, that will be all for the YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. That was both tiresome for the majority of the race and then mental right at the end. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Follow the link in the description down below to join me if you want to see these streams live. Of course, subscribe to the ChesnoidPlays channel on YouTube if you haven't already. Those of you that are watching on stream, head over and subscribe to that channel too to catch highlights. Highlights of yesterday's Canadian Grand Prix go live on the channel tomorrow lunchtime. But for the YouTube video, that's all for this. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.